Hey everyone, my name is Tori, and today's video is going to be a products I've hit pan on update, I guess. So I've hit pan on a couple of different eyeshadows, a highlighter, and another eyeshadow. I just wanted to share a quick little update with you guys. It's not too many, but I am pretty excited about it. I feel like hitting pan is always like a really weirdly exciting experience. So it really shows that you actually are using your products and you really like what you're using, and I think that's cool. So the first thing here, I'm going to talk about two new pans that I hit in my Jaclyn Hill palette, the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. And one of them I actually hit while I was doing a get ready with me. I'll link that video down below if you're interested in seeing that happen in real time. So the first one here is actually, I think it's called Enlight, I think is the shade name. It's this shadow here. And in that video, I actually had just hit pan, so I just scratched the little surface of the metal pan on it, and I've really expanded that one. This shade is one of my favorite shades to use just as a brow bone highlight, an inner corner highlight. Usually, I feel like makes things kind of come together a little bit better. So I really like that shade. It reminds me a lot of Shroom by MAC. Shroom or Nylon, whichever one is more intense. It's like the highlighting shade from MAC that was really popular back in the day. Reminds me a lot of that one. This shadow here I actually showed last time. This isn't a new pan. This is in the shade, I think, Silk Creme right here. And I've just really expanded the pan on that one. I really think that I'll be able to use that up because that's my favorite shade in the palette. Well, I mean, mostly just because I guess it's just my most used because it's my transition shade. This is probably one of my favorite transition shades that I've ever used. I feel like it's just a really great basic staple transition shade for my skin tone. I do think the shade next to it is pretty similar. I think it's a little more neutral in tone. The one that I've hit pan on is a little warmer, but I think they're fairly interchangeable. So when I use this one up, I'll just move on to this one here. But once I use that one up, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. My next shade here that I hit pan on is this one right here. And I actually don't know what this one is called. I got the original palette, so I don't have the names on the back. But I have a pretty good size there, and it's very much it's got a pretty good dip around the center of it as well. I use this shade as an outer corner, kind of deepen up the crease type shade. So my go-to look with this palette, and you can pretty much tell because it's the three shades that I hit pan on, I use this shade, the transition shade, all over, in the transition area and pretty much everywhere. And then this shade I'll use in the outer corner and blend it into the crease to kind of deepen the look. And then I'll take both under the lash line, and then I'll use the Enlight shade on my brow bone in my inner corner. And then I'll pick from one of the shimmers to put on my lid. And usually I'll put this shimmer shade here. And I've gotten a lot of use out of this one. This is in the shade Obsessed. It's kind of reminds me of almost a taupe, champagne maybe. But that's the shade that I'll usually go on all over the lid. Or I'll use the shade I'm about to talk about in just a second. Really love this palette. I'm excited to see what else I can hit pan on. So my next thing here is also an eyeshadow. This is by Colourpop, and this is one of their Super Shock shadows. And this is in the shade Fringe. And this is just a vanilla champagne with lots of sparkle. I think it has, I wouldn't even call it glitter because it's very, very fine shimmer. I love this color all over the lid. I am not a huge fan of the Colourpop Super Shock shadows when they had matte colors. I don't even know if they make those anymore. But I love the metallics and the glitter shades. So here's a swatch of that right there so you can kind of see how sparkly it is. It'll pick that up. Just a really, really pretty everyday neutral color to wear all over the lid, and that's how I wear it. I will use all those colors in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and then I'll just put this all over my lid and be done. But yeah, so there's my pan. I'm pretty excited about it. I would like to be able to use this up. I definitely think that I can. I've never fully used up a Colourpop shadow. Usually they dry out before I use them up, so I'm hoping I'm able to use this one all the way. It's definitely a shade I would repurchase. Alright, my next thing here in my last pan, I'm actually I'm surprised this even happened because I didn't see this one coming. This is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo by Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. And the side that I hit pan on is actually the Lightning Dust side. Is it the Lightning Dust side? Yeah. Is the Lightning Dust side. And that's like some serious pan. So once I hit pan on this, it went really fast. When did I even hit pan? I feel like I saw the first pan on this like a month ago. Maybe a little longer than that, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And then it just went. This is what's really funny to me about this is I feel like most people, when I was watching reviews on this product on YouTube, a lot of people were saying that their favorite side was like the really intense sparkly side, that they liked that side because it was, you know, the intense like trendy highlight that people were looking for, and that a lot of people were like, oh, the other side is kind of like, no, this side is everything. This side is amazing, and I love it because it looks like a natural highlight. I love both sides. I mean, they're both great, but like, let me just give you a little swatchy swatch. This top one is the shade that I hit pan on. So this is the lightning dust one. Then the bottom one is the fire crystal. So you can see how like the fire crystal side is much more metallic and reflective. It's got that glitter. The lightning dust is a little more subtle. It's not quite as metallic. So when you put it on your face, like on your skin, it's just, I feel like the lightning dust one, like the more subtle one, gives you a more like lit from within, like glossy skin, just beautiful natural highlight. This other one is nice as well. It gives you that more intense, like trendy highlight situation that I feel like a lot of people go for, and I do like that, but I feel like for every day, like this is what I go for. It reminds me a lot of the Kylie Cosmetics loose highlighter. It reminds me of the ambient lighting powders in what is it, dim light, diffuse light, one of those ones, just one of their highlighters, but it's subtle, but it's just gorgeous. And I'm debating on if I want to go ahead and repurchase this just because I'm out of this now. And it kind of, I feel like the more practical thing to do, more financially responsible thing to do is to finish this other one before repurchasing it. But I just love this color so much, especially for my skin tone, because it goes so well with really fair skin, that it makes me want to buy another one. I use this with the Fenty highlighter brush, the one that kind of looks like a shark tooth, and I love it. I feel like it's the best way to apply it, and it blends out really nicely. It's just, this product is just so good. It's so good. So that's it for the pans that I have. The last thing that I have here is actually, I didn't hit pan on it, but it's an update to a video that I uploaded last June, I think. I started this project called it was like How Many Uses Project, and if you're interested, I'll link that down below. I was inspired by a YouTuber named Too Much Tosh. I love her channel. She does really cool videos about like using up makeup, and she does pricing and all that kind of thing, and I thought it was a really great idea, and I wanted to try it out for myself. And what she does is she just keeps track of how many uses it takes to use up a product or to hit pan on a product. And so I selected 3 products. The first item that I picked was actually a lip gloss. It was a NYX Butter Gloss, I think in the shade Maple Blondie, and it was like a peachy coral. And I actually just kind of stopped using it. I got kind of tired of the color. I feel like it didn't really go with everything I was doing every day, and I really thought that it would, because I went through like a whole phase one time where like all I was wearing was coral lip gloss, and like I still love coral lip gloss, but I just didn't, I don't know, it was too intense of a corally peach that I just didn't want to use it anymore. So I feel like I kind of just like fell off that track. And then the other product I picked was an Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter in the shade Starburst. And I really love the color. I love the highlight, but I feel like I was using it every day, and I was just reaching for other things. I was just constantly reaching for other things. I started getting more into like a more subtle highlight, and that Starburst highlight is definitely not that subtle. I mean, you can sheer it out, but I was just going for something, just the look and the vibe I was going for just didn't really fit that, especially the highlight was a little more cool tone. I don't know. So then I just kind of stopped using it. So it was pretty much a fail, but the only thing that I consistently used was still this Kylie Cosmetics blush, and this is in the shade Barely Legal. And this blush is, I mean, it's like a peachy coral pink. It's a really great everyday shade for me. I do think it's a little, some days it's a little like too bright or too corally pink. I would like something that's a little more neutral, but I still really like this color. It's still like pretty much a daily blush that I can pull off, and I wear this almost daily. I've made some pretty good progress in it. You can see that all of the drips, like the drip pattern in the center is gone, and you can kind of see that dip in the pan there. So I definitely think I've made some really good progress on it. I'll talk about like how whenever and if ever, oh geez, I hit pan on this blush, I will talk about how many uses it took to get me there. I think it is a really good like perspective moment, because it has taken me so long to like make any progress on this. You know, I would use it like really consistently for a long time. Then I was like, I just want to use something else. Or like I would be using I was doing a different look and I just wanted like a different color blush, you know, so I would use something else. So I kept trying to come back to this as much as possible, but I think maybe had I used it every day, I may have already hit pan on it, but I really don't know. I don't know. So, I'm going to keep it moving, keep it trucking. So if you're interested in that update, there you go. I didn't do very well. But I'm still going to keep going with this blush, and I'll let you know and keep you posted on, you know, how that turns out. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!